And we are back, our second broadcast here with Corey Provus from spring training. We're recording this, I think it's the 14th or 15th of March, right in there. Anyway, and we've got a lot of things we've covered in the first segment. Corey, before your broadcast gets going, I want to catch you for a few more things. Wes Johnson, new pitching coach for the Twins this year. We've heard a lot about him, analytics, biomechanics. What can you tell us about Wes Johnson?
Well, he's our kind of guy. He's about 5'7", 5'8", so already I like him just for that style. Fascinating guy that I've gotten to know just a little bit because he's brand new. He made the jump from college to the big leagues, which is unheard of. To do that, so he's really been on the move. Tough to really kind of pin down Wes Johnson. I just talked to him a few times, but what I keep hearing from pitchers so far in camp is that it's been run very efficiently, and the pitchers, they come in knowing now that if they're starting on a certain day, they don't have to be here at 8 a.m. for a meeting that doesn't mean much to them. If there's a mandatory meeting, then they'll be here, but they're treating these games like they're starting at 1:05 Eastern Time if it's a game in May. Like they have their routines that they start now. So I think there hasn't been much idle time, stand around time, they've been doing certain drills. So it's been a very efficient camp, and I think Wes Johnson's a big part of this.
All right, next one. Sano. Everything was, boy, he's going to be coming in. He's lost weight, looks great, really buffed up. And all of a sudden, there's this injury. It happened in January. Comes into camp in February, and maybe it really wasn't handled the right way. And now he's out till May. What have you heard about that? And are the Twins a little concerned about how this got handled?
I mean, it was a fluke injury. It happened during a celebration. The Dominican team won the championship in his hometown. And that's a big deal. They hadn't won that championship in a long, long time, decades in fact. So it was a big deal, and they had a reason to celebrate. And just a kind of a fluke thing happened. He was on a stage, and he slipped, or something happened, and he had a significant cut above his heel, and from a Twin standpoint, I'm sure they tried to get him into Fort Myers, but maybe he saw some doctors in the Dominican and treated there, and then when he finally got here, it looked pretty nasty. I haven't seen it. I've heard just graphic details about it. And then it turned out that the healing that they tried to do wasn't working, so they had to do something else. They went up to Mayo and had a procedure done. The good news is that this procedure should be the end of it, but the bad news is he's probably out until May.
You mentioned Santana a little while ago. We had that issue with him a couple of years ago where it didn't get dealt with until spring training, and all of a sudden he was out a few months and so forth. So just don't like to see those things continue. Anything changing with the broadcast this year for the Twins? Of course, we're several of our affiliates here at the Twins Radio Network. Anything new?
I am taking some time off this season. I'm taking 6 games off, which is something that I was looking to do. I did less spring training. I've done less spring training games. My kids are 5 and 3, and I want to be around a little bit more, and I want to be there for my son's first days of kindergarten in the fall. So I've isolated some time to be there for that in September, and I was hoping to take my son too. I went to summer camp in the North Woods of Wisconsin for 9 years growing up, and had this great father-son weekend before the regular camp starts. My brother goes with my nephew and all my friends that I grew up with. They take their kids, and I was going to take my son for father-son weekend, but that coincides with Joe Mauer's retirement weekend. So thanks a lot, Joe. And I was going to put that in the back burner, but I'm still going to take some time and be around my family around July 4th, and so I was looking to get some days here. It's a 3-year contract I signed. It doesn't go up year by year. It's just 6 games a year, and I'm going to pick my time judiciously and when it best kind of fits my family dynamic, and it's not just going to be me going to lay on a beach somewhere, but just to be around for family activities that I've missed the last few years.
Corey, a couple of weeks ago, somebody asked me, Jim, what's your broadcast style? And you think about what you try to do, how you try to work on the mic and paint the picture and so forth. What's Corey Provus' broadcast style? How would you describe it?
I got a piece of advice, and it's really from the Vince Scully, way of broadcasting, and Vin did radio and TV and did it better than anybody forever. But I got this from a guy by the name of Bill Roth, who was my first boss. And this was in 2000 in Blacksburg, Virginia. And he said, when you're doing a game on radio, no matter the sport, he said, it's impossible to be too descriptive. And I've never forgotten that. So I just try to remind myself of that every day that I'm doing a game on radio. Television is a whole different medium and a different dynamic, but I just look at it as, how can I make it fun? How can I make it challenging? Because there's so many games. How can you make a routine ground ball to short sound differently than you did maybe the previous inning? So I'm trying to come up with different ways in my head. I don't write anything down. It's just in my head to just just challenge yourself a little bit more when you get the chance. So that's kind of what I do, is that I really try to strive to be as descriptive as possible. But at the end of the day, and I think I've said this to you the last few years, our goal as a broadcast is inform, educate, entertain. Not in any specific order, but if we hit those three elements every day, win or lose, I'm pretty happy.
You mentioned Vin Scully was the best at it. I know even when you're describing a fly ball, it might be chest high caught. I see that. That's the picture. Now I've got it. So chest high, which side? It all does a great job. We appreciate the work you do, Corey. Get us some wins this year, and maybe can we scratch out a 90-win season?
I love it. I think this could be a really fun summer. I see no reason why the Twins can't contend with the Central. I'm really excited for it.
Corey Provus, play-by-play voice of the Minnesota Twins. We're here on the Inkstead Minnesota Radio Network. Spring Training 2019.